And it's not just Hamas, by the way. Just a few minutes ago, we spoke with 3 different representatives of Islamic Jihad, Democratic Front for Liberation of Palestine, and also the Fatah movement, the secular party that controls the Gaza Strip. It seems that there is an actual consensus among Palestinians here after the statement of the joint chamber of resistance factions here in Gaza, that any aggression on Palestinians in Jerusalem, any aggression on Al-Aqsa Mosque in terms of what Israel is moving forward with, basically the flag marches, will be faced with resistance here, could be faced with not just the rough or coarse tools that have actually started today here in Gaza, but maybe even with rockets. I think there is a possible scenario that Palestinians will return to the situation that was taking place in May 11, the previous round of conflict, the 11-day war. You call it whatever you want, but for Palestinians, they're stressing that they are prepared to deal with whatever comes up the way if Israel continues with this aggression on Jerusalem. Today, officially on Tuesday, based on what the High Committee for the Return Marches have announced repeatedly, actually, the night confusion will start again later tonight, which involves, of course, burning tires, launching incendiary balloons towards agricultural lands adjacent to the Gaza Strip, the Israeli agricultural lands. Today, so far, more than 19 fires have broken out in these Israeli farmlands adjacent to the Gaza Strip. Obviously, tension is still rising here in Gaza. All factions here, all representatives have been assuring that every scenario will be dealt with, and it's completely up to the Israeli authorities whether they choose to return to the round of conflict or they maintain peace or commit to the ceasefire agreement. And I think, politically speaking, that's what Egypt is still trying to do. We know that there have been attempts by the Egyptian mediator to impose order here, to impose calm, let me say. They have been speaking to Hamas and other factions in Gaza, as well as the new Israeli government, the Yair Lapid, Naftali Bennett. There has been intense talks between the Israeli authorities and the Egyptian, based on our sources. They're trying to impose calm. They're trying to force the Israeli authorities to not allow the Israeli right group activists or settlers to provoke Palestinians in Jerusalem. Obviously, Israel is still provoking Palestinians there. They're moving forward with the flag march, and this isn't looking good, let me say, Kamali. Here in Gaza, people started to actually take to the street. They took to the street in several areas in Al Jawhara Tower, one of 5 towers that had been targeted during the last war in Gaza. This obviously holds a significant meaning that Gaza is still prepared to deal with whatever Israel chooses. However, we know that Gaza on the ground here is still suffering. They're still trying to recover, to heal from the aftermath of the last war on Gaza, and that's why the Egyptian mediator is still trying to accomplish. They are still trying to talk to Hamas and other factions here controlling the Gaza Strip, ordering them or asking them at least not to launch rockets, for example. I think the most likely scenario is that Palestinians will continue to protest alongside the border fence between Gaza and Israel. Incendiary balloons will continue to be launched, causing agricultural fires. And I think that the Israeli government is actually aware of this scenario, and they might actually allow it because they have no interest in going back to the round of conflict again, despite what Naftali Bennett and Yair Lapid and their coalition government are saying to the Israeli voter. Let me tell you, this is basically for electoral purposes. But Israel and, by the way, Gaza are obviously not prepared to go to the round of conflict again. But that's what the Egyptian mediators are trying to help with.
Okay, Nizar, thank you very much. Just tell us exactly what's happening. We can see that there are a large number of Israeli flags being carried at the moment outside Damascus Gate. Describe the atmosphere for us, please.
Well, right now at the Damascus Gate, and the flag march has started, and I want to show you some inspired right-wing youth in here. They are directly, as soon as they reached in here, they attacked a couple of journalists in here. And this place mostly reserved to journalists and they surrounded us basically. They are carrying Israeli flags and they are celebrating occupation of occupied East Jerusalem in 1967. And they've been doing this for a long time. Normally it should have been taking place last month on 10th of May, but because of the high tensions during that time, they postponed it to today. They were planning to do it just 4 days before the swearing-in ceremony of the new government, but the former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu have reached a deal with the Defense Minister Benny Gantz to make it today, and they are doing it right now. And they are carrying, if my cameraman Hamza can show it, they are even carrying some banners that was very, very interesting. It shows the Prime Minister of Israel, Naftali Bennett, and they are saying that Bennett the liar, because they were believing that Naftali Bennett misled them. There were some right wings in here. Naftali Bennett is also a right-wing leader. They are believing that Naftali Bennett misled them because before the election campaign he was saying that he's not going to join the government with left wings and also Ram party, but now he's the prime minister of this government. That's why they are so angry towards Naftali Bennett. And what we are expecting it to happen today is that around 5,000 Israeli right-wing youth, they are going to use this place, Damascus Gate, for their starting point of their parade. Now they are dancing at the Damascus Gate. This place is under Israeli occupation since 1967. They are commemorating, they are celebrating this occupation. They say that this is their city, and also after that they're going to use a street called Sultan Süleyman Street, and after that they're going to go to Jaffa Gate, and after that they're going to enter Old City, and after that, as you see, they are showing one of the banners of Naftali Bennett. They are saying that Bennett is a liar, and unfortunately they are trying to show something that they are stopping us to do live hits.
We can still hear you, Fatih. Persevere through it, please.
Right now. Yeah, it's so hard to do a live hit around here. The Israeli youth, they are so angry, and they are far-right Israelis. They are celebrating the occupation of occupied East Jerusalem since 1967. Now Israeli police in here trying to tell them to go out, and you see that right now. They are trying to get them out. They are waving Israeli flags towards our camera. And this place is unfortunately very dangerous. We still do not know whether they are carrying something lethal. They didn't check them, but Israeli police trying to control the area, as you see. Now, most probably, after a while, they're going to go to Sultan Süleyman Street, and then after that, they're going to go to Jaffa Gate. And it's so hard to do it in here, and as we said, they are surrounding in here. And this is the first test of the new government, actually, because Naftali Bennett, we know that he's a right-wing leader. He cannot say no to those people. This is what Israeli media says, basically. This is basically Benny Gantz, Naftali Bennett's voter base. And now some of them are moving towards Jaffa Gate, I assume. And they are still dancing in here. And also today there were some criticisms, even coming from the government itself. Ram party leader Mansour Abbas said this is a provocation, and it shows that how this new government is divided. And this is what we expected also, as we said that new government swore in Sunday, and on Tuesday, after 2 days, they are giving their first test. And right now there is no clashes, but in the following hours it can happen. The situation is very tense in here.
It certainly is. We can see that from the pictures, Fatih. We appreciate your reporting.